So the pandemic, of course, had an impact on Mambu like it's had for every single company in the world. We were relatively fortunate because we were a distributed company in the beginning. So us adjusting to this new way of working was perhaps a lot easier than other companies. For our customer base, it had mixed effects. We saw some customers who had their customer base, of course, really negatively affected and impacted, and so they were struggling through that, and we did what we could to help them through those challenging times. But we also saw some projects and initiatives start to accelerate, things that were pulled forward or ideas that were in early stages that realized that because of things that were digitizing, now is really the right time to accelerate those initiatives. So the biggest surprise and the biggest change, of course, driven by the pandemic actually, was the fact that we need to reshuffle a few things in our product roadmap and priorities to help customers, especially around March and April, to deal with the short-term effects of the pandemic on their customers. So there are certain features and certain capabilities that we need to very quickly develop and roll out to help our customers be able to help their customers, especially those that had loans and personal loans, to be able to deal with their ability to repay. So we had to make some very quick changes and readjust our priorities to help them adjust to that. I think one of the positive impacts that happened this year was the fact that we were started all to work remotely. Actually, we came up with a lot of new ideas of how we could better work together as a team. So ways of communicating, ways of onboarding people, ways of interacting with our customer, a lot of those new ideas start to come around and get accelerated actually because we had to work remotely. I think the main thing that we did right this year, even when everything was changing and unknown, was we continued to invest fundamentally. We continued to invest in building out our teams, of course. We continued to invest in our product. We tried to make as many short-term adjustments as we needed to the market, but we still very much believe that the future that we saw for the role of our platform in the market many years from now was still as true, if not more true, than it was before. So I think we made those right investments. I think one of the big highlights for me over the last 12 months has been actually seeing how responsive we were as a company when the pandemic hit, both in terms of how Mambuvians were able to adjust to the new way of working and how they were able to really maintain that in a positive way, but also how we as a company were able to very quickly deal with issues that customers had or their end customers had. The other sort of highlights for me for this year would be that we've added many exciting customers. We have a few new customers which be our largest customers ever. So I'm really excited for next year. By the fact that we continue to invest in this year means we have a lot of exciting things to come out next year. We have nearly 200 new Mambuvians, which I'm excited to see really come into their own and thrive and contribute in different ways and different roles next year, as well as all the new Mambuvians which we'll be adding to the company. We've started to build out a lot of exciting new services and products and capabilities, which we'll be launching and making available to the hands of our customers next year. So I'm really excited for that to come to the market. And we're really going to continue to invest and become more of a local company in the markets that we operate. So we started off as a European company, we expanded out to 4 different geographies where we operate, and next year is where we'll see ourselves really continue to become much more of a local company and build out those footprints in the nearly 50 countries which we operate in today.